Welcome to another lesson, English lesson 2. We are going to start the next lesson. In the next lesson, we are going to talk these 8 things, right? Mainly 6 things, and there are 2 tasks are quiz and homework. First, we are going to discuss present simple tense. What is this? And what are its types? And secondly, we are going to discuss structure. I will teach you how to make sentences in present simple tense or general sentence structure. And we will learn subjects and its uses. So, and third step, we are going to differentiate between is, am, are, and do, does, have, has. We are going to separate them and we're going to learn how to use accurately is, am, are, do, does, have, has in present simple tense. And then we are going to use present negative, present interrogative with yes and no questions, and present interrogative open-ended questions. So these all things you're going to learn in this video, in this lesson number 2. And we have a quiz in the end where you're going to practice your English with present simple tense. Let's begin. First number is present simple tense. What's present simple? So what's present simple tense? Present simple tense describe habitual actions, facts, thoughts, and future scheduled event. So there are 3 types of them. First, habitual action. Habitual action means something that we do in our daily life. I would like to give you more examples. And facts and thought, they are fact or general fact, general thought, that's also present simple describes. And third is very main is future scheduled event. Some event they are going to happen, but we are going to describe in present simple tense. Here is very simple example. The sun sets in the west. Try to tell me which type of this example is habitual action, facts, thought, or future event. Pause the video and send me comment below. Alright, let's go to the 3 types of them as I mentioned. Still we are on the first category, habitual actions. Habitual actions are those we do every day. I brush my teeth every day. Or you can say that I brush my teeth twice a day, right? It means you're doing something 2 times or once a day. Julia reads a book every Friday. It means this is her habit. She reads book not every day, but habitually once a week. I check my email twice a day. So I'm going to open my mobile. I'm just taking my mobile and trying to check 2 times a week. This is something I have a habit, right? 2 times a day, sorry. I hope you're clear. As soon as you understand, pause the video and try to practice with first part. Now we are moving to next part, facts and thought. The sun rises in the east. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Human body has 206 bones. So these are general fact or thought, right? You can pause the video and start the typing or thinking your own. It is good practice. Lastly, future scheduled event. Future scheduled events are something that are going to happen. For example, the winter vacation starts on 21st December. So still it is February. Maybe after 10, 12 month or after 10 month, it will be December, and 21st December we will have winter vacations, right? So we are using only the simple structure, present simple tense. We are not using any other will be, no, or going to, no. We are describing in a simple. Same like second and third. Our flight takes off at 9 o'clock tonight. Julia has appointment in the evening. This time they are going to happen. That's all we are going to describe in this. I hope you're clear. Take a moment, pause the video, and try to read by yourself. Next, second exercise, sentence structure. These are four types of sentence structure in present simple tense or any other tense. If you're going to understand this one easily, you're not going to be having any difficulties in future to create sentences. Let's start with positive. First of all, you have to add subject. V1. What is V1? First form of the verb. First form of the verb, right? Verb first. So first form of the verb and object. Negative, subject, do not, does not, verb first form and object. Interrogative means questions, right? Do, does, subject, verb first form, object. And this is not really, when you use it, it is not really formal, right? So for example, do, does, subject, verb, and object. We are going to discuss these, all of them in a context, more deeper, one by one. But let me try to give you one example for each one. For example, I go to school, right? I don't go to school. She doesn't go to school. Do I go to school? Does she go to school? We can't say does she goes to school. You cannot use E or S when you have already used does. So remember this. It's a very interesting point. If you are saying does she goes to school, this is going to be wrong. So you have to say does she go to school, right? Negative interrogative is something, for example, don't you like to eat? Don't you like to eat? Doesn't she like to eat? You're going to use don't or does before that subject. Are we clear? Pause the video and again try to understand by yourself and ask me questions below comment. Number 2, subjects. We have already understood structure, now we have subjects. When we talk about subjects, these are all subjects we have. I, we, you, they, he, she, it. Let's try to understand the use of them with these, like to be, form, do, and have, has. I do, am, have. I do, am means I am, I have. We do, we are, we have. You do, you are, you have. So they do, they are, they have. He does, he is, he has. She does, she is, she has. It does, it is, it has. If you are still having a doubt, if you want to make more in a deeper, you want to understand the structure even more deeper, try to watch our first lesson, English lesson first. In that we already studied those subjects, which is a singular, which is a plural, first person, second person, third person singular, third person plural. All of them we studied in English lesson first. So watch our previous lesson, our yesterday's lesson. Okay, let's get it started to the next point. Now we are going to discuss these three parts one by one in a detail. Let's start with is MR. So first is MR. I'm Jack. How are you? Hi, I'm Julia. I'm fine. Thanks. And you? So we are using I am here, and I am is a am used with I here in this conversation. So we are talking simple, right? Simple tense. We are not using any other type of tenses. So we are using to be am. My glass is on the table. So your glass is on that table. So we are using is with glass because glass is a singular. When we have a singular object, we will say is. My mobile is on the hand, right? Same like this. Julia's books are on the shelf. Now, we are not using is because we have a books. They are plural. When you have a plural, you're going to use are, right? So we have already used am, is, are, all of them. Here is also used preposition on. When we have preposition on, it means there is a surface. On surface, we have something. So that's what we are going to use on preposition. We will study prepositions in upcoming lessons. Let's get started. To the next point is do and does. Do and does we use, for example, she does her homework. Julia does the laundry. We don't speak English. I don't play guitar. So this time we have used third person singular does. Julia is also third person singular. We is a first person plural. I is a first person singular, right? So we use do, does. Here we use negative version, don't. Don't is a contraction of do not. So I do not play, we do not play, right? If we want to make these sentences negative, we will say she doesn't do her homework. We're going to add do here. Julia doesn't do the laundry. Remember, that's going to be changed if you want to say in a negative. I hope you are clear. We are going to the last third is have and has. I have a laptop, right? She has a beautiful garden. They have a van. Julia has a big family. So here we talked about have and has. Something like a possessive, right? To possess, it means to have someone. So we use have, has in a simple tense, means someone on it. They have, it means their car, their garden, their laptop, and their family. That's a simple use. So remember, has and have are different. When we use have, we are going to use first person, singular plural, second person, we use it, third person plural, we use they. But when we talk third person singular, we are going to use only has. She has, it has, we have already studied, right? I hope you are clear. Moving to next point, and these are together I have brought for you. If you want to understand more detail, pause the video. I have already described for you. Is we can use for singular objects. Singular objects are means third person singular object. He, she, it. And am we use with I as a first person singular, right? I am a student. I am busy tonight. But when we talk here are, we use for plural. So plural objects with you. Plural object and you. So they are my parents. We are rich. You are my sister. Is it clear? Same like here we used it. Yes. But now we talk about do as we studied. I do my homework. They do yoga on the weekend. So here I, you, we, they. We use do. Does we use with he, she, it as I already described. And have and has. Have we use with I, you, we, and they. And has we use with singular nouns, singular subjects, he, she, it. So try to focus on these red points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to comprehend in a better way. Try to pause the video and try to watch again, try to read again this page. And this is all together I wrote for you. Pause a moment, take a look of. Okay, let's try to move to the next one. Number 4, present negative, right? In present negative tense, the structure we have already studied. We have to use subject, do not, and does not, verb first form object. I don't like to eat junk foods. I don't like to eat junk food. You can try to eliminate S. I don't like to eat junk food. Right. Anna doesn't speak Spanish. We don't sleep more than 8 hours. We have already used. Now try to pause the video. Create 3 sentences related present negative tense and comment me below or write on your diary as a practice. Great. Now we are going to talk number 5, present interrogative tense. Present interrogative tense, do, does, as a before the subject, verb first form, object. Remember to add question mark. For example, do you want to go? Does she know how to drive a car? Do they work at the hospital? So here we are talking about questions, right? Questioning, interrogating. So we have all these, but remember this is yes and no questions. What does it mean, yes and no questions? Yes and no means they are completely going to finish here. For example, you are going to talk this. For example, you're going to ask someone, do you want to go? They are going to give you answer, yes, no. Right? Yes. Do you want to go? Yes or no. Does she know how to drive? Yes or no. They are not going to be explained more than that. That can be boring to start conversation with someone. Always start with open-ended question. Present interrogative tense. Present interrogative tense with open-ended question. In the last page, we learned yes and no in this open-ended question. Open-ended question always starts with how, when, why, who, where, right? It means this type of questions are encouraging someone to give full answer. For example, where do you live? Where do you live? It encourages someone to tell you more about this, right? For example, where do you live? You're going to explain more about this. In the second question, how does she learn to drive? So we have to explain, right? Or she has to explain. Then how she began, the more answer. But we talk about, does she learn to drive a car? So of course you have to say yes and no. Yes, she does. Yeah, she doesn't. Right. What do they do at the hospital? We have to also try to explain the answer. This is a simple process. It's a simple, good type of questions that you have to start with open-ended if you're having conversation. So this is a very interesting practice. So 6 is present negative interrogative. Present negative interrogative are a little bit negative. You're asking someone in negatively, right? Don't you like to come tonight? Or don't you like to eat tonight? In a negatively asking question. Same like, doesn't she speak Spanish? You're telling someone that doesn't she speak and asking in a negative question, right? In a negative way. That's why we say negative interrogative. Don't we sleep more than 8 hours? We are here asking negatively to confirm that don't we sleep more than 8 hours, right? This is simple. Now we are going to have number 7, that's a quiz. So in this quiz, you're going to practice your speaking by using present simple tense, right? What you have to do, you have to use do, does, is, am, are, have, has. And you're going to describe each picture with starting subjects. She, they, he, I. Try to pause this, alright? Pause this video and try to start. Whatever you have learned in this lesson, how to use have, how to use has. First of all, you are going to start with do and does, alright? For example, with does, what can be the perfect if you use does here? She does. What else you have to add to complete this picture and see this? Same like here, this one, they do what? What they do. And then you're going to start with she is, then she has. Same like they are, and they have, they do. Every picture you're going to describe these all three forms. And it will take a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes to describe. It could be very good practice if you are a beginner. If you want to understand more, I recommend you to pause this video and try to practice your English speaking with present simple tense. Correct. Now, finally, we are having homework for you, right? See, this is your quiz number 7. You have to read it first of all. Let me try to read it for you, and I will have homework after this. For example, every morning, Julia and Jake don't meet at the train station. Do they ever catch the same train? Unfortunately, no. Julia doesn't enjoy Jake's company during her commute to the office, but she does notice how he always offers his seat to the elderly. Do Julia and Jake ever exchange a friendly nod? Friendly nod means nodding your head. That's a nod. Fortunately, yes. It is the only moment that makes him feel happy at least. Why doesn't Julia like his company? It's because Jake has a boring life routine and isn't stylish, as well he's a tall. And Julia loves a stylish man, but is not a tall. It's the opposite. Julia likes something opposite than him. Why don't they start taking the same train every day? Because Julia and Jack's work destination is not the same. That's it. Now, very interesting thing is this. You have to use to, so you have to use, now you have third exercise, fill in the blanks. Don't, doesn't, do not, is, has. We have to put into correct boxes or correct dashed. This is your work. This is your practice. Pause the video. Try to understand the last conversation. It can be good comprehension, reading comprehension, and another reading. And we have also your tenses comprehension, how to use correctly. All can help you in this lesson. Now we are going to move the last one, lesson homework, right? Write your daily routine using do, does, is, am, are, has, have. You have to comment below by writing. This is something you have to comment me below. But this one, you're going to record your daily routine by using these all type of, you can say that, helping verbs, simple tense with your recording, right? And you can save. After saving, you're going to listen back. It could be good for you to understand what you have been saying. That's all for today's lesson. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and see you in the next lesson. Love you guys.